Everybody, it's another week in lockdown, although things are easing up. Prompted by a question, I think on Friday, I thought I'd dedicate this week to heart health. It's also Men's Health Week this week, and cardiovascular disease is something we do associate more with men than women. Not that women don't get heart disease, of course they do. So there's a lot of myths around heart health, and some of them are so deeply embedded that you may question some of the things I'm going to say. Everything's pinging. Yes, the question that was asked on Friday was around, I think, baking and snacks and lowering cholesterol. So the first thing I want to say about heart disease is it's very much linked to inflammation. And inflammation can be caused by lots of things. It's caused by stress, but it's also caused by things in your diet that cause inflammation. So when I'm thinking about heart health and clients and I'm analysing their diets, the first thing I do is identify the foods in their diet that are inflammatory and come up with alternatives or encourage them to consume less of those foods. And it's not going to be a big surprise, hopefully, by now, when I tell you that sugar is inflammatory. And any food that releases its energy really quickly is also inflammatory because it causes the production of insulin, and insulin is very much involved in inflammation. So the first thing I would do if you were concerned about high cholesterol levels is to assess the amount of sugar in your diet and work out ways that you can start to reduce that. So you might be somebody that drinks a lot of tea and coffee, and every time you have a cup, you add a teaspoon of sugar. Well, there's two approaches to that. You either try and reduce the amount of sugar in your tea or coffee, or even go cold turkey and cut out the sugar, or you reduce the number of teas and coffees that you're having in the day. So that's one source of sugar. It could be in shop-bought biscuits and cakes. It could be in savoury snacks like crisps, often contain quite a lot of sugar. So look at your diet and identify one way you're adding sugar. Then you've got a lot of control over that. 2, high sugar foods that you're consuming. 3, foods that you might not suspect had sugar in them, but they do, and you'll identify that from reading the labels. And then the second thing to do is look at the fast releasing rates in your diet. So that would be things like bread, pasta, white rice. My mind's gone blank. Anything made from white flour, so biscuits, cakes, etc. So that's my tip for today. Understand the role of inflammation in cardiovascular disease, and that inflammation could be being sustained or created by your food choices. So think about cutting down on sugar and fast releasing carbohydrates. So I'll be back tomorrow with some more heart health tips. Hopefully that's useful. Please share, and if you've got any questions, please ask them. So thanks for listening. Bye.